Okay, I got a sushi case running warm. Also a sandwich bar. Running warm as well. Also got a plugged up drain. See the water floating in there. So now I gotta find out if they're all related, which I think they are. Then they got their alarm strobe light going off. Right there, control. And so it says sandwich 31C, high temp, 31A, service fish, and sandwich and 31. Yep, that's it, just those two. But we'll see if the other one's tied in too. So this is their strobe system for their high temp alarms or any alarms that come through the control system. Okay, and this here is the floor plans for the sales floor. And this is the front entrance, like I always say, front entrance. Well, we're on the service deli side. And if you zoom in on this, we got 31B, which is my sushi case. 31C, which is my sandwich bar. They're right next to each other. And that's all there is on this side for 31. But if we go all the way across the sales floor to the meat department, we got 31A. That controls my meat service counter, seafood and meat counter. So this system here, we'll find out where that is. Okay, so this is on all single system store. Got all the singles all the way down, individual compressors. You got a control system over here in the corner that's controlling it all. And it also shows I got an alarm for that. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but let me back out. Yeah, you can't see it. This controller is real dull. These are old controllers, by the way. They don't even make them anymore. So we go to alarm history. We've got to highlight that, and then we go to enter. And then those are all my alarms. We got sandwich 31C, service fish 31A. And we don't have sushi in here, but it's linked to 31. That would be 31B in Bravo. It might be in here. But we know they're all linked. It's just showing you the temperature value right now, the date, and if I hit the side arrow, it shows that they are not cleared yet. That's why you see the lines through there. So none of them are cleared yet. So I just wanted to give you a glimpse of the controller, and then now let's go look for the actual unit. So on these old stores, there's a lot of writing all over the walls if you walk into them. And you got to look at that because they tell you a lot. Even though some of them are non-existent, but some of them are important. So it's listing everything that's on the roof. You got system 19, 30, 31. That's the one I need to look at. 32 on the roof. So we got to go on the roof to see if we have that unit up there. Look at it, and also we wrote down, this was us a while back, all the systems that are on the roof as well. So we're just gonna take that all the way up. So I found my unit up here. It was hard to find because the markings are very faded. Plus it was the only one up here that wasn't running. But look at this thing. It had its better days. This is a single system on the roof. Look at that. And then we're out here in the Coachella Valley, so it gets 120 up here. But right now, we're in nice weather. As you can tell, it's overcast, which is awesome for today. So this is the one that's not running. That's system 31, and it got converted over to 407A. Here's my little single compressor, and I noticed something inside here that's pretty fresh. It kind of looked like an explosion, but as I was investigating a little bit further, let me see if I can get my light on this, because this thing won't automatically put my light on once it starts recording. So let me see if I can lower that light. There we go. So I was looking and I noticed that these wires, they looked a little, I want to say melted, or something's going on with them. And then I noticed the capacitor had a little bit of oil. Then I looked down even further, and then I looked, there's oil all up in there. Sorry for the using one hand on each one. So there's oil, so I'm assuming there's a rub out right here. The way it's mounted and the vibration just probably threw a hole into this capacitor and just shorted it out. So we're gonna look into that a little bit further. So what I did was, in the meantime, shut power down. That way I can get in there, see what the hell's going on, see if that's my issue. All right, let's dig into this thing. Big view, I took this whole thing apart. It's just easier to get to. Took the entire roof off. I cut the wiring. Yeah, look at that. It's all kinds of stuff in there. You can see the rub out on this thing right here. But I want to see if there was an actual wire that see if it popped. See, that's what I can't find. I got to look into it and see if this was the actual problem or not. Maybe it's old, but that's a definite rub right there. Have to clean it up and look into it a little bit more. But I don't see an actual rub out just yet. We'll have to do a little bit more investigating. That's a helicopter going over. And that squealing noise you hear in the background is the fucking belt over there in that exhaust fan. That one right there. That's what you hear. Freaking annoying, but gotta deal with it. Or I could just change the belt, right? That's probably what you guys are thinking right now. Up and look at that. Yep, it's fucking shot. I'm gonna go ahead and replace that. Mount it better than what was mounted before. And this is a prime example. You never want to mount any type of wiring device on a grill like this, just because they have vibration. And this is the result of it. You know, if it's not the wire, it's the capacitor. So, you know, we just got to mount it somewhere else. Got to figure that out. Get one of the mounting brackets, put it somewhere that's out of the way. And this is a very limited space for it, but I mean, we got to figure something out. So maybe I can mount it right here or something. The mounting bracket. Let's check it out. Or a makeshift type of wire mounting bracket. We'll see what I got. All right, look at that. Got it in stock. So it's Mars brand, off brand, but they work great. So now let me see how I'm gonna mount it. Might be a little cheesy, but you know, it'll be better than what it was. All Alright, so this is what I ended up doing. I zip tied everything. I found some piece of copper strap right here from an old inside of a power head box. So I used that. Put some tape around that. That way it won't potentially arc. You never know. Retape those plastic connectors, those spade connectors, kind of to protect them from the sun a little bit, so they won't be brittle and crack. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and start it up and see what happens. Where there's a shorted out, there's a blown fuse. You just gotta remember that. So this is what I found. It's pretty charred up in there. So let me see if I can go ahead, and I think I have one of these. It's a 250 volt. And it's a 5 amp. It's a control fuse. So I think I got that up here. Let me double check. Found one in my van. I didn't actually have it in my bag, but you probably can't see it, but trust me. It's a 250 volt. And this side, it's a 5 amp. 5 amp. All right. So I'm gonna need 2 hands to put it in. Get right back with you. All right, went ahead and installed it. Okay, you never know what's gonna happen when you start this suckers up. So let's turn on that. There it goes. Hey, how about that, huh? It's running. Start getting cold. Just put a flap on there. That's that view right there. So even though it's got a little bit of shaking going on, it's not rubbing against anything. So it's gonna last a lot longer. And I gotta date that over there. Remember, I always say date your new parts. I think I'll put a clamp. This is what I use, the Fluke 52. This thing's awesome. That's all I really use it for, temperature. Then I got some pipe clamps in here, some Fluke pipe clamps. Yes, I'm struggling. So I got 2 of them. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put these on. Alright, so I'm just checking just the temperature of this. We'll see if it's at 78 right now. I'm going to put it on min-max, and that will show, like if I walk away, I can show my minimum. I like using this for superheat because it'll show my min-max, it'll show my highest temp, my lowest temp right there. So, yeah, I think it's starting to get a little colder. Yeah, temperature's starting to drop from 78.4 to 78.3. We'll get back to it right now. Just started up. Has to pull down 3 cases anyways. So we'll get back to this to see how it is. All right, so I went ahead and got everything put back together, closed everything, put all screws in there, make it somewhat decent. So it is running, it's doing good. It did get as low as 64 degrees, and then it's balanced out at 77. We're gonna go ahead and check out the cases and make sure they're all at temp before we wrap it up here. Okay, the sushi case, it's feeding, it's cold. The TXV is pretty frosted over, but they have these covers off right here. So it's not getting as cold as it should be getting. And it's not allowing the airflow to go straight down as well, so, or it just recirculates. So I need to have them cover this up here. This box here, it's cooling down too. It's at 54 and dropping. And this here, this is pretty cold. They still gotta cover all these up. So actually, I did this. So let's see, that's at 29. So sandwich bar is good. This will be good once we get that going. Yeah, everything's good. I just have to have them put it on there and then come back and check it out. Front of the case is getting colder. We should be ready to go. The thermometers, let's see if we can get a better shot of that. Light on there. Let's see if we can make it come back to life. I think it's dead. Let me get an actual thermometer in here and see what temperature it is. This is not running either. Wonder if this is a bad solenoid. I gotta double check. It's not energized. See if there's power in here. Should be calling for it. This one's pretty cold right here. Next door, the same system. So check power, go get my meter, check it out. Okay, so there was a switch upstairs that controlled the power to this and it was off. It was for a pump down switch. That's no longer in play, but it still controlled this solenoid. So I went ahead and turned that back on. And now I got power. But this is bad. Even though I had power to this, the solenoid wasn't energized, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace it with this new one. And I'm gonna wire it for 208 and then plug it in. So I only need 2 hands. On 2020. So now it's energized. Take it off. Zero. So we are amping out. This case is getting cold. Next I'm gonna unplug that drain and be done with this case. Alright, this is the way I usually do it. I know it's just, see this, I have a little ball. It's just a Schrader service valve you sweat in. Hook it on my hose. Little ball. Punch a hole through it. Just covers it perfect. Throw a little bit of air. That's all it takes. It's all done. It's the ball off the shelf. Of course I paid for it. Okay, this case is done. Alright, I'm gonna go check on the sushi and then that should do it for this call. Just one real quick tip about this ball here with that I used to unplug the drain. Make sure you put pressure, like push it down into the drain before you open the CO2 bottle. Because if you don't, all that water, this will kick back because of the pressure of the CO2. It'll kick back and it'll throw the water all over you. A few people may know what I'm talking about as they're watching this video, a few people not. But yeah, that's just a quick tip, is put pressure behind this before you open the drain, and it'll make your day a lot better. Enjoy. Okay, here's the sushi case. We got 36, 35 degrees, and I replaced that thermometer, and that's reading 34 degrees. So this thing is pretty damn cold. So I'm gonna call it on this, and then I'll double check the back. Yep, 35 degrees. So we are all done here. Hey, I just wanted to show you guys real quick on that service meat case that had no power at the solenoid. And I flipped the switch up on top. This is the switch I was talking about. This is the old pump down switch. So I put it back up and we got power back downstairs. So that's all it was. I just thought I'd point that out to you guys since I didn't do it earlier. And I mentioned it. So that's it for today. I'm all done. So all three cases are at temp. You got the service meat case at temp, you got the sandwich bar at temp, and you got the sushi case at temp. So everything's good. Thanks for watching, you guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next service call.